the FNIRSI multi-purpose oscilloscope DVM and signal generator. Right now I'm measuring voltage. It's kind of a nice meter. You have this little bar graph, and you got graphing. This is kind of like a gimmick. It's kind of nice, but you never know what the maximum and minimum is on this because it keeps auto ranging. So you can't set it to a high and a low voltage and have it stay there. I have several of their products, and they all have some of their own little quirks. This is the hardest review I've ever had to do. First off, when I got this thing, I opened up a package, and first thing I noticed was this was the cheapest looking USB cable I'd ever seen. And when I tried to charge it, I had trouble getting the charge light to come on. And I had this cable plugged in just to a USB socket, and I left it there. I go to charge my phone, and I pick the cable. There's nothing attached to it, and the cable's like burning up. It's super hot, so this cable shorted out in a week. That's a minor issue. You charge on this side. Here's the power button. There's no LED to tell you that like it's fully charged yet. You have to turn the thing on to see what the meter's actually doing. You can see that the battery symbol right there. So you hit home. This is all. If you're good with a phone, you'll love this. I have big fingers. I didn't grow up using a phone, and some of the touch stuff is a little difficult for me. One thing I will say about the meter is I was measuring this something one time, and I was measuring voltage, and it turned out that the max was so many volts, and the minimum was like 28 ohms. Just a little quirk. So we can go over the oscilloscope. I have it connected to a half-bridge driver, so this is the oscillator signal, and this is the output. Now here's, you can change, it's kind of nice to do this touching, but watch, as we stick, you're getting what looks like a modulated AM modulated signal here, and the signal hasn't changed. It's just their sampling rate and the computing just gets out of sync. And if you're not experienced, you're going to see something that's happening. This is only a 1 kilohertz signal. This is not 10 megahertz or 30 megahertz or something that should really confuse the microprocessor. It's only a 1 kilohertz, so you get the frequency down there, period. I mean, the scope does a lot of things, but you need to be experienced to use it, because sometimes what it tells you is not correct, and that's not good for an instrument. So a lot of times you'll be going into the slower frequencies. You're like, what the heck is that? That's not what this thing is producing. So the scope is very handy, but you really need to know what you're looking for. Otherwise, you're going to be very confused. I mean, this is unbelievable. So when I got this thing, it was version 1.5. And I saw some issues, and I went to see if there was another version. They were already up to version 1.7, and so, the signal generator, you can do a lot of nice things with it. There are reviews on the internet, video reviews, that take over an hour, and I don't think that really covers everything. But in settings, you can go down here to USB sharing. You turn that on, and you can download a new software package. Hopefully they'll have another one that might clear up some of these issues, but this, like I say, this is really difficult for me because this scope has so many problems. Yet, I mean, it's not very expensive. It's something you can carry around. I mean, I like having a really portable scope, you know, that I can put in my pocket and I can go out to a job site and do things with. And certainly you can do that with this. But a lot of things about it are just kind of strange. I was measuring resistance. I measured 4 resistors, and I had another resistor that was on a power supply. I was heating it up to see how much the temperature change would change the resistance, and I go to measure that 4th resistor, and it measures infinity, and I thought, like, that can't be right, and I'm playing around with the probes and everything else. Nothing will make that read any resistance. So I turned it off, turned it back on. It read it perfectly. There's just so many little quirks about this that for a beginner, it's going to really confuse them and drive them crazy. You know, for me, I know what I've been in electronics more than 40 years, and I know what I'm supposed to see. And by nature, I don't trust any instrument because, you know, they all measure what they think they're seeing. But this just has a lot of problems to it, and you know, it's a lot of meter for the price, but you have to be careful. So, like I say, I think you should you know, see some of the reviews. You've seen a couple of strange things happening here, and you know, decide whether you can deal with these issues.
Oscilloscope, and I've already using the waveform generator that's built into this device. This is the output for the waveform generator, and I just happen to pull up the sawtooth pattern, and you can, you know, select the different values and parameters for the actual channel. I have channel 2 disabled right now. Channel 2 is here. You can enable channel 2 and it becomes available, but I'm not using it now, so we'll just leave it off. And then conveniently on the screen, you can turn off and on the signal waveform using this button up here. So the touchscreen function on it works reasonably well, and the operations available seem a bit more intuitive than some of the other FNIRSI portable oscilloscopes that I've obtained and reviewed. But all in all, it's a great scope for hobby work. I wouldn't use this for critical stuff, obviously, but for benchtop use and hobby use, it's more than adequate to do what you need to do. It comes with an instruction manual. It does say that there are firmware updates to this that can be applied when available, whenever that is. But all in all, a nice little portable oscilloscope.